Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
Broadcasting around the world.
Well, hello.
This is your number one internet radio station.
Rich and Chris and Drive Time, Smile Radio.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. The weekend comes, my cycle hums, ready to race to you. These days are ours.
Oh, baby. Goodbye, grey sky, hello, blue. And nothing can hold me when I hold you. Put your earphones back in. Put your earphones back in.
Rocking and rolling all week long. Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days.
Thursday, Friday, happy days. Saturday, what a day. Grooving all week with you. Ah.
These days are ours. Share them with me. These days are ours.
Welcome to the Rich and the Bit Chris Show live. Yay! There we go.
Who's put that in?
Me, I've got all sorts going on here now. I've got this. Been.
You've got
Hey.
rose petals thrown up floor as well, that sound.
No, not yet. Welcome to the Rich and a Little Bit Chris with Lee Show live on Smile Radio. We're waiting in the wings. He's Alto
Couple of
Key.
questions.
What's that?
When you put Facebook on, make sure it don't look like we've adopted him. There's a little chubby face, a young blonde Barrymore in between us on that photo. Right. Hey, how do you feel about pools opening up soon then, Barrymore? Paddling pool will be pumped up soon, won't it, all lad?
Do you know what, mate? I didn't get that because internet's freezing on me. I presume you were talking about me.
Yeah, the blonde-haired Barrymore.
Yeah, it's freezing. You're freezing up on me.
All right, so that joke were wasted on you then.
So,
Oh, he is.
He has, hasn't he? Yeah.
Go reboot your router. Put your phone on
it's
the
freezing up.
on your 4G. Set a hotspot up.
However, how's it been last few weeks when we've not been here?
We've missed you, mate. We've missed you.
You'll say oh.
No, I
You've been
genuinely have.
texting me while we're on it. You're not missed at all. You've been missed like VD, you said in one of your messages.
I would never say anything like that to you, Chris.
Because
You know
because
that.
Carlin Corner over there is keeping it all to pint cans. Here. Do you pay him?
There's no.
No, not to do with me.
He
That.
drinks more on a Friday in 2 hours and never
He
seen him
sponsored
shit in his
me.
mouth.
He sponsored me. He's been talking about your contract as well, actually.
Yeah. It's a good job I'm in union.
You'll not beat me. I'm a man of the union.
Freezing on me.
Are you freezing?
I
Right.
can hear you just about.
Did you have a union representative then, bully boy?
He's gone.
He's gone. Play some music, Rich.
Right. I'll tell you what we'll do.
We're gone.
Yeah, he's back. He's back. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Welcome to Smile Radio. Rich, Chris, and Lee live on Smile Radio. We're going to be joined in the next 10 minutes by Alto Key. And he's our featured artist this week. So if you want to check him out, go to our website, www.smileradio.co.
Got some good stuff out, Rich.
Yeah, / the featured artist. So yeah, we're going to kick off with On the Ropes by Apollo Junction, and they were last week's featured artists. And again, if you want to find out any information about these guys, go to our website. Also, if you want to listen, you can listen online, smileradio.co, or download the free app, or listen on Alexa by saying, Alexa, start Smile Radio.
What if your wife's called Alexa?
Divorcer.
You're listening to Rich and a little bit of Chris on Smile Radio.
Welcome back to the Rich and a Little Bit of Chris show with Lee. He's somewhere in the wings, and we've been joined by Alto. How are you, buddy?
Hey, how's it going? Happy
Hey,
Friday.
Alto, how are we doing? Happy Friday indeed.
Happy Friday,
Yeah,
indeed.
it's all good. I've got my coffee, I've got my Friday, and I got you guys, so it's all good.
Oh, it's brilliant. So you're keeping well, then, mate, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, as well as we can, kind of like in this pandemic year, right? But it feels like everything's starting to like be a bit more positive towards the future. So I'm feeling good about 2021.
Good.
I felt a bit like when I was talking to like some people in my like socials and things about like, oh yeah, 2021 is gonna be so good, it's gonna be so good. And then it felt like at the start of the year, it was just like, wait, this is 2020 again.
Yeah.
But now it seems to be like all going up and positive. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, well, I must admit, it was a bit of an anticlimax. We had New Year's Eve at home, me and all my mates. Me. Obviously the wife and kids. But yeah, and then you come round and we're back into another lockdown, and it's just, right, okay. But we're getting there.
There's
Slowly.
light to end it, son, isn't there?
Definitely, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Did last year... Sorry.
go on. Over to you, go
I'm
on.
saying, did you touched on last year, and I've been looking at your catalogue on Spotify, and 2020 for you seemed to be quite productive in what was a strange year. Did the year in itself and the situations you were in reflect in your music? Because there's one of your songs which I think I prefer is the Obsession. Is that driven from anything?
Well, that one was like before. That was maybe 2019. That one, I think. I can't remember like exact date. So I wouldn't say that one drew directly from the experiences,
But I do like
most
I think
of the other
Obsession,
one.
I like that one out of your music. I really like that one, and I've
Oh,
shared
thank
it to
you.
one or two people. And says you need to listen to this.
Oh man, that's thank you. But yeah, I think the other songs for like 2020, they're all kind of like influenced by the year. I don't know about you guys. It was like it's productive, and I feel bad for saying this because obviously there's so many negative things about it. But the fact that it was kind of like I was at home, I didn't need to commute for like my main sort of job that I do, and it was just like indoors a lot, meant that I could just kind of churn out more music and do more stuff like that. And I think the world's kind of changed now, right? Like everyone's going to be working from home more nowadays, and just from that point of view, I feel like I'm always going to be partly a hermit in that I want to be like at home until I can do more of the music stuff. But at the same time, I'm very much looking forward to cinemas and friends and things like that.
Did you find the lockdown increased your musical writing and created a better work music life balance with you working from home?
I think it was the opposite in some ways. Like I don't know about you, when it's like, when you feel like you want to be productive and you're at home all the time, it's kind of like, have I got a reason to not be productive? If that makes sense. I think I almost sort of went too far and almost like burnt myself out doing too much stuff, being at home all the time. But I'm also kind of forever grateful that there was opportunity, that the just opportunity was there. That I feel like, wow, this is like, it's all there. I can just do more music and things that I want to do. Which wouldn't have happened if the situation that had happened. So it's a weird one. It's kind of like bittersweet and also just kind of like very negative but positive situation as well. I don't know. What do you think?
To be fair, I mean, how you've described that, it's like a juxtaposition. You've got two opposites coming together with different conflicts, and you're coming out one way with another. You can't be you're so close together, but have two different things coming out of it. You know, you talked about the negatives, you talked about the positives in musical writing. So, you know, obviously with the transgression through the year and everything else, we had that bit of a mini break in the lockdown situation, and then things were getting back to normal to an extent, then they peaked. So, I mean, where would you see your musical writing and style going this year, with obviously with a brighter outlook and future?
Well, I definitely want to change up. It's one thing I guess I've learned from doing all this stuff over the last year, was just kind of trying to be, I know this is like it sounds a bit generic, but trying to be more authentic and more raw and real with the stuff I was trying last year. Because I had more of that extra time, I tried to create these really polished songs, which I'm really proud of, that we created these songs with lots and lots of things and lots of moving parts. But at the same time, what I'm excited about for this year is kind of going a bit more back to the roots in terms of, I'm an independent artist making music in my bedroom. Let's really lean into that rather than try to be like a massive sound or something like that. So that's one thing I've definitely learned and got feedback from all my fans and people who've like spoken to me, was that they were like saying, just try not to like be something you're not, I guess. So that's what I'm gonna be doing.
It's
going
very
forward.
multi-layered though, is your music. The musicality is very multi-layered, and then you add your vocals on top, and it just when Richard sort of sends me the featured artist, straight away he'll send me a link, drop it straight onto Spotify, listen, and now we're getting like a very laid back. Without looking at your picture, you struck me as a laid back Moby.
Okay.
with how the music was built and layered, and then obviously you drop your vocals in, and I thought, no, I'm probably gauging that wrong. But if it were just an instrumental track, could quite easily see that. But I really did like it. And your songs obviously they mean something to you. They're not just words on a piece of paper. There's obviously some backstory on some of them.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I tell you what, like that, you are going back to the point you were saying. Like one thing I'll say has been hard about last couple of years is without having all these new experiences to like take in, it gets harder and harder to like write songs, like because you need to like live and experience life and have experiences to reflect on to create the lyrics and things like that. Whereas obviously that is one negative I'd say is being this pandemic, other than just talking about the fact you're in lockdown, which I guess you had this massive influx of people releasing songs called like COVID the song, I guess, I don't know. But you know, eventually that sort of tap stops dripping water and you kind of need to like, I need to go live and put that into my new songs.
Would you have you talk about this probably source / inspiration of music which everybody's probably been churning out through 2020 and the pandemic. Would it have been a brave choice to go somewhere different straight away in the middle of the pandemic as well, instead of waiting for the tap to stop dripping and say, right, no, I've had enough of this. There is more to life than COVID / pandemic and everything else. Let me branch out. Let me be a leader, and let me sort of send a trend that it doesn't have to be morose, macabre. You know, there were still positives happening in the world throughout the pandemic. You know, people tend to forget that and become blinkered on lockdown and everything else that come with it. So, you know, if you'd have, I'm not saying that you haven't, but if you'd have thought, what can I do? Do I jump on this bandwagon of doom and gloom, or do I take that broad leap and say, right, no, we've got a lot of things to be thankful for as well within 2020.
Yeah, no, I definitely did a mix. Like, I definitely like wanted to reflect because I felt like you're almost capturing a piece of time in music, right? So I wanted to definitely reflect on the negatives, and I definitely have some songs which reflect those. But I definitely have some songs which came out last year, which I'm very much motivational and positive. And like right at the end last year, I had some called "Burning Up," which was all about following your dreams and kind of, you know, it's a very upbeat kind of like positive sort of thing. And I felt like right at the end of last year, like I needed to release that then because so many people just, I think, especially going to another like Christmas break and all that sort of stuff, I think everyone was like, we need a bit of positivity right now. So I was like, okay, let's just push this through, get something positive out there.
Positivity is the key in any shape, way, or form. You know, if your music transcends positivity, whoever listens to it, downloads it, or anything else, we're gonna say, right, no, this is a positive song. I want to, instead of feeling a bit down and world's against me, you pick yourself up and listen to it, and move on and probably look at the day in front of you in a different view. The more morose stuff, people, you know, it's a mood dampener. You need something sometimes that's certainly uplifting and puts you in the right frame of mind, I think.
I think you get like different listeners though, because I get that. But I sometimes get messages from people who listen to some of my more melancholy sort of stuff, and I think they listen to it in a way that, like, I get messages where they just say, this song, it was kind of like an outlet for me to feel those negative thoughts and kind of get rid of them through the song, if that makes sense. So as much as I don't want to become super like every single song I make, you know, like sort of, you know, sad or whatever, but I definitely feel like it's an outlet as well for people to kind of, I'm going through a shared thing with you, I'm feeling upset, this song has those lyrics which really mean something to me, and now I'm able to get those feelings out, and now I feel better because of it. You know, it's kind of a weird thing. And I also then, on the other hand, have listeners which is more like what you said, where they just want some sort of like, I want some positive vibes, I want to listen to this thing and just feel good at the end of it. So I found like it can be the same outcome, it depends on like how you're listening to it, I guess, and how whether you like use it as an outlet for your own experiences and be like, I relate to this thing, I'm going to shed my emotions.
It's
Well,
all
in that
it's all
case,
about
Alto,
it's all about interpretation as well, though, isn't it?
I was saying, in case, and that's the question I was just going to ask Alto then, do you write songs so your lyrics can be taken two ways?
Yes, I always write in terms of like there's a lot of techniques I put into songwriting to. I don't want to be one of these people who's like catering for the masses, like, because it's not. I feel like it's not very genuine. But one thing I will say when I write my lyrics, I always really try to do things like sometimes I'll avoid pronouns in the song if I possibly can. I'll try to do other techniques where there can be multiple meanings for a certain line, where obviously for me it means something very specific and personal, but I don't want people to be too tied down with a specific lyric. So if I was to write a lyric being like, I lived in London and I felt so good, you know what I mean? Like, everyone not in London could be like, well, yeah, that's his experiences, but I can't really relate to that. So it's always like a balance, isn't it, between how relatable do you make a song for people to be able to take in those lyrics and apply it to them, but then if you go too far down the route, it's a bit generic and kind of not saying anything. And how much do I just put my experiences out on the page, but then if I go too far down that route, then it's just like, oh, this is a really specific experience to this 20-year-old guy living in London. I can't really relate to that as much. So that's always like going back and forth in my mind whenever I'm writing these songs.
Because one of the things that really impressed me about you, Alto, is the fact, because Smile Radio is all about independent and unsigned music, and is the fact that you self-produce, you've done it all on your own, and I'd off my cap on that because, you know, me and Chris aren't particularly musical. We can't play anything. Lee, on the other hand, he's been in a band, he plays bass, and he's got a bit more musicality than, well, a lot more to be fair. But I appreciate the work that goes in to creating a piece of music. I can't personally do it myself, but I can appreciate and I can respect what you're doing. That's one of the reasons when we spoke earlier on in the week about, and you said thanks, for picking me as a featured artist. It's just giving people. I mean, I know you've got a massive following on TikTok and over 300,000 people on that, and you've got a good following on all the social media, and you work really hard at it. But obviously, they're following you for your music as well, So I do. There's a compliment, and I just think it's commendable the work that you've done and what you've put in. So that's why I sent it across to the boys and said, it's different. It's but I like what you've done. Do you know what I mean? So there's a compliment.
You self-produced it. The thing, because you've self-produced it, it's your polished article. You have produced it how you want it. You've wrote it. You've done the music how you want it. So when it's popular, it's a testament to you. There's no other skill being involved by a third party because you're doing everything. So that leads me nicely onto my next question. Where do you take your musical inspiration from?
I feel like on the previous point, I just want to clarify because I feel like I'd be doing a disservice to like the people I work with. But yeah, I mean, I do self-produce a lot of it, but I do work with music producers as well. So I feel like I want to just because otherwise, if they were listening, they were just like,
no.
But what about me?
No, but what I'm saying, I know.
So I do self-produce a lot of it.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying though. Like in terms of the content,
yeah.
putting a lot of it out there. Is
no,
just
I know
like,
there's
away a keyboard,
and I'm not taking away from the people that you have worked with, and and again, there's some fantastic music producers, and I've said this to other artists as well, that you can put something together. I remember having a conversation with 26 Avenue, and I forget which song it is now, but they bring some strings in, and it was a producer who said this could do with it, and they were all adamant, but when they put it in, it makes a song. So a good producer is paramount for me in regards to that process. I mean, sometimes some of them overproduce, but a good producer is worth the wait.
Hi guys, sorry to interrupt, but can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I think I'm back.
Yeah.
You're right.
Sorry, Alto, sorry, my friend. How are you, mate? I've missed all that.
I'm good.
I've just been lip reading.
So, well,
we're just talking about you behind your back. It's
yeah.
fine.
Well,
You'll love it first. You won't get last.
Well, you can catch it again on demand. You download the podcast.
There you go. You can listen again there.
Listen
Very
again.
rich.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's break for a song, and I'm going to play Sync if that's okay. Is that all right with you?
That's the new single. That's
Yeah.
the new single. Is that
Yeah.
been released today? Is
Yeah,
that,
it's
is
just
that
come out
correct?
today. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been listening on Spotify.
So,
Thank
Alto,
you.
let's you introduce your song. Fire away, big man.
So yeah, this brand new single Sync's come out today, and if you ever feel like you've dealt with anxiety or insecurities or just change, I feel like this song is for you. So yeah, let's go.
Right, we'll be right back
I'm not
after
sure
this.
if I'll ever be able to let go of this lingering anxiety that who I am and what I do isn't enough for you and isn't enough for anyone. But I can promise I will try. Stop and stay with me. Bird you caged to free. That bush of haze. Stay with me always. Don't go when I'm on the brink. 'Cause I know all I'll do is sing and sing when I'm on the I'm on the unwind. I'll be left behind. Don't go when I'm on the brink. 'Cause I know all I'll do is sink and sink when I'm not enough. When I'm not enough. When I'm not enough. Don't go when I'm on the brink. When I'm not, 'cause I know all I'll do is sink and sink when I'm not enough. Don't go when I'm on the brink. When I'm not, 'cause I know all I'll do is sink and sink when I'm not enough. Don't go when I'm on the brink. 'Cause I know all I'll do is sink and sink when I'm not enough.
You're listening to Rich and a little bit of Chris on Smart Radio.
Welcome back to the Rich and a Bit of Chris show with Lee and our special guest, Alto Key Music, should I say? Sorry. Welcome back,
You mean Nigel?
Nigel. No, you can't say that. This is Alto
My
persona.
No. We were just chatting in a break about where did the Nigel thing come from?
Carnage.
Carnage. Anyway, so welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, I think I've sorted internet problem, but I think next door's nicking me Wi-Fi, and I know
Change-
Mod as well.
Change password. That's the key there, kid.
Everybody knows it's Carling.
At 3 o'clock in the morning with a balaclava on my head.
Everybody knows his password's Carling, darling.
All in a weekend.
So then, Alto, getting back, because it's all about you, this section of the show. Where do you get your musical inspiration from? And who do you listen to?
so I listen to like a variety of artists. Obviously I listen to some of the big artists like Coldplay and Keane and people I'd describe as like kind of similar to my sound in some way. But then I do listen to smaller artists as well, and independent artists like Dodie and S. Carey, or I'm not sure if he's independent, I can't remember. But in terms of like when I'm making a song and what inspires me, I've got a pretty standard process now. It's going to sound really boring, but I've got a pretty standard process in terms of I'll usually have an idea that I want to write, and I'll just like listen to all my favorite songs which are kind of related to that idea, and I'll usually just create this massive playlist, and I'll just listen to them on repeat and try to think what is it that I like about each of these songs. And it's about just kind of collecting all those kind of ideas and thoughts, and then just sitting on the piano, and then eventually something will just kind of come out.
Who's your sounding board then? Is it your mum?
Probably my partner, who we call mystery camera lady to my audience, because I don't usually talk in public about like my relationship and partner and things like that. But usually I'll just bug her quite a lot, and she deals with a lot when it comes to me in terms of, is this a good song idea? Is this a good song idea?
Did she say yes, or is it a lot of yeses or a lot of no's?
I think we've been doing this because we've done it so a couple of years now. We're doing it long enough that she can just tell me like no.
No, hey, well that's good.
No,
that's
no.
good.
Do you take it well then, Alto?
If I'm being honest, like you know when you work really hard at something,
Oh
and you
yes,
think, oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
a really good idea, and then she's like, it's not feeling it. I'm like,
No, but this is really good. I really like this.
So what do you do then? So,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
so when your sounding board says, now Alto, this is not doing it, do you redo it? Or do you just, no, go stand in corner, aight boss?
yeah, so I say it just like that actually. Standing corner. No, I definitely no, I have to take at this point, like I take feedback. And I even do, to be honest, recently I've also just been kind to share it on my stories and things on Instagram and get like fans and people to tell me, do you like what this is doing? Because it's like I'm making music for myself, but I'm making music for them as well. Like there's no point in making music which people just really gonna absolutely test. So I genuinely just take as much feedback as I can before I really go with something. So I'm very happy with people telling me it's like no. And
Would you ever make an album on the musical choices that your fans made? They give you a load of ideas. Would you make 12 tracks and say, right, this is for my fans? No, to do with Alto Key and what he wants. This is what my fans want to hear. Would you do that?
I think so. Yeah, I think so, because I don't know about you guys. I feel like in terms of music career and things nowadays, if you're already massive, you can kind of experiment a bit because people kind of follow you, and you know you can experiment and sort of change your style up a little bit. If you're kind of small independent artist, you have to either be really experimental, so experimental that you've got your own niche and like this is a really weird sort of music, or you've got to kind of think what is it that my audience really wants from me, and I would totally be up for making something.
But how do you garner that feedback? Because otherwise, your music is just pure narcissism. It's what you want to hear, irrespective of what your fans, you think your fans would like. I'm not saying that they don't like it, but it's a labour of love in your bedroom. You run it by your girlfriend. She says, yeah or no. It's a bit like a gladiator. Thumbs up, thumbs down, and you put it to Spotify. So you're putting a greater emphasis on your ability of what you think sounds good, and hoping that your fans do. You know, I mean, it's a brave thing to do because you're creating something. Think, yeah, I've nailed this. My girlfriend's all for it. I want to upload it, and then you get two or three downloads or listens.
But the thing is,
how would that affect you?
A lot of artists are like that, I would say, wouldn't you? Because you can be very headstrong about a particular sound, and I think personally, a lot of artists. What's your thoughts on that, Alto?
I think like in terms of like taking that feedback and really trying to make what people want to hear, I mean, we have to like ground ourselves, I feel like, and just remind ourselves music. I mean, music's amazing. I really don't want to like. I'm a musician. I feel like imagine I came in here, it was like music, but the reality is music is it's entertainment, right? For people to enjoy, and it's about like reminding yourself that, you know, like people want something out of me, and it's my job as an artist, songwriter, to give them something that they want. I'm not saying you go to the extent of just follow popular trends. That's a very different thing. Just being like, oh, what's the popular thing at the moment? I'll just do that thing. That's not what I'm about at all. But I do like really try to garner that feedback and use it to craft to like affect my craft, because
I want, you know, I mean, imitation. I want you certainly don't imitate anything, and I'll just wonder, because you've got such a massive social media following, you probably get loads of feedback. I mean, and stuff like that. And because you seem quite open to embrace new ideas, I actually thought you'll be one of the, yeah, I'll do just an album based on my fans' ideas. And you've got such a fan base. I mean, it might be a longer process than if you're doing it off your own gut feeling, you know. But I think you could carry it quite off easily, because you're open and you're expansive in how you express your music as well. So it's something that I think you could do quite easily.
It's tough, because I genuinely, like, I was literally having this conversation actually with Mr. Camelady the other day, and we were sort of saying, like, I would love to like have a song where all the way from the very start, it's like I play a couple of chords or something, and people go like, what do you think of this thing? And you post another video which is like, okay, what do you think of these lyrics? And you build it up more and more and more until it's like, by the time it's come out, they already know this thing and they're just waiting for this thing to come out. That's, to me, is a lot more exciting than just randomly one day being like, new release, go stream it, you know, because then you get to follow the journey along. And I genuinely want to do that. It's just about figuring out how can I logistically figure out all the parts to do that, because
that would be an audio and visual thing as well, because you need to put some visual representation to chords, words. You know, when you download the song, it's finished. It's out. The journey's been completed, and you're saying, right, this is my destination. Like I say, there's so many social media platforms nowadays. You could start with a couple of Instagram posts with two or three chords, very basic. A week later, a couple of verses in the written form, all the way through, and it's a journey, like you say, and then everybody's sharing your journey. So when it finally lands, they've been through that process with you, and I'll anticipating what's actually going to drop and see the finished article, because they've got little bits. It's like reading a book. It all builds up to the climax, which is the final page or the final chapter. In music, it will be the downloading and the release of the song. So you've shared this journey with everybody, which sometimes is quite a personal journey. You might find it quite cathartic to an extent, and a good process to go through.
Yeah, it's definitely genuinely something I want to try. It's just, I think the only thing that holds me back isn't the fact that, you know, because it's going to be unpolished. But that's, to me, I feel like if we're talking about being real and honest, that is like, you can't be more raw and honest than just being like, here this thing I'm working on, which is in a rubbish state, but I care about you guys enough that I want you to hear it in that form. So it's definitely something I want to try. I think the thing I always think when I'm trying to think about is, how do I do it in such a way that it's not too like much of the admin side of it, because obviously there's a lot of back and forth when it comes to making this sort of thing in terms of figuring out the marketing and the music production and stuff. So it's about doing that journey in an exciting way. That's the bit I'm still trying to figure out at the moment, but it's definitely something I want to try.
Well, you talked about the raw. You're willing to show the raw side. Your Instagram posts, they can be as raw as you want it to be. It can look ad hoc. You know, it can be, oh, we'll do it now. It doesn't have to be polished to get your fans' attention, does it? It just needs to be there.
Yeah, and I think that's something that like a lot of people get wrong in terms of social media. They try to put this image out there, which I get. You know, like, I think the music industry makes it look like you need to have this really polished image, because obviously the leaders in the industry are very polished, but they've got massive backings and massive finances going into it. But for the reality of an independent artist is, I think, like, and that's why my strategy has shifted over time. It's just realizing, no, I really need to kind of almost market myself and my songwriting. And then the music's almost like, as you sort of mentioned, was like the final product and the end part of it. It's all the other stuff along the way. That is what a music career is, like, not just the releases. And I think like that's where, even speaking to other musicians and friends that I know, that they try to put these really professional like things out there. I just don't think it always lands, because everybody's got nice cameras nowadays, and everybody can, you know. But I don't know. I feel like just that's where my TikTok in particular, for example, which I grew quite big, was purely me just being stupid and silly and having fun with them, making these little music jingles, which is kind of, it's not what like my music is, my actual music I put out there, but I made these music jingles just because that was what I thought was funny and what I thought was stupid, and I guess people related to that. So I guess that's, if there's got to be some sort of proof that it's not just about the finished products, maybe that's a little bit of proof. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I need to.
With regards gigging.
Was that
Obviously,
sorry?
gigging wise, you know, have you been going on regard gigging before? Obviously, before lockdown coming and things like that.
You guys you're gonna give me a slap around the head here. I haven't actually gigged as an online. I've done everything just purely online.
Just probably on. All right.
I would love to do gigging, but on top of everything I'm doing, and like full time job Monday, Friday,
Yeah,
I've got.
yeah.
It's just so much, and if I've spoken to different people in the industry, and they've all got different opinions on this. Like I've heard some people saying it's absolutely essential. Live, the live music scene is buzzing, and that's one amazing way to connect with someone. But I think with everything that's going on, I think there'll be a time where I know I need to gigging when there's a definite massive demand for it.
I think especially this year as well, especially when lockdown goes down, I think everybody's going to go out. I mean, you look at Leeds Fest and what have you, it's all been sold out. I mean, I think personally, such as yourself, I mean, how do you produce your music regarding writing songs? Do you like sit down piano to write that, and then you put a tune together, or do you do your lyrics first? Do you put your melody first? Do you have like, oh, that'll be a good chorus, that'll be a good bridge, that could be a good, verse? Or how do you normally work? Or do you just sit, are you on a bus and think, oh yeah, that'll go, and just jot things down?
It kind of changes depending which song you're working on, but in general, I would say, like, if you can't make a song which just is like a fun song to sing with nothing else going on, i.e. you're in the shower and you're just singing
little tune in your head, yeah.
Exactly, then it's not going to be a good song, even if you throw loads of money and people at it. So that is always where I start, is like this melody. And I sometimes just sing melody with some gibberish lyrics. I'll have like an idea of what I want to sing, like just sort of like, and Georgie, my partner, she would be like outside the shower, like, what the hell is he doing? But then like from that, you can kind of I'll then go on the piano. I'll be like, oh, I've got this great idea. I'll sing it in the shower, grab my phone, create a voice note, and I'll go on the piano and figure out the chords that go with it, and then you just build it up there and bit by bit from that.
Well, look, I think we should break. Let's break for a song. I've got Burning Up lined up. Is that all right with you, Alto?
Yeah, sounds good. This is definitely, I think, more up Chris's street.
Right then. So you're listening to Rich and Lee and Chris live on Smile.
Can't believe you forgot me.
Oh, shut up. Right, the thing is, right, it's for the last how many years when we were at five.
Play music.
Rich and a little bit of Chris. It's always been Rich and then Lee's come in, and it doesn't roll off the tongue. Rich and a little bit of Chris with Lee featuring the feature.
I did message.
I know you did. I know you did. But when you're doing it live, I'm gonna finish digging.
Forget it.
Shut up.
I'm off.
Anyway, you're listening to Rich, a little bit of Chris with Lee featuring Alto Key. Woohoo! Live on Smile Radio. This is Burning Up. Don't forget, check out. You want to send in a message, any shouts. We're on Facebook Live and at Smile Radio Yorkshire, Instagram and Twitter at Smile Radio 3. And again, if you want to find out a little bit more about Alto, go to our website smileradio.co/the featured artist.
Stranger in my reflection, I always thought we'd be the same. We waiting for an intervention, we waiting for a break that never came. Now I'm fogging up my mirror and I'm losing focus. I try to clear it but I can't see how, cause every time I try to fix it I just seem to break it. And everything is pulling me right now. Oh, we go red in silence as our hearts keep rising up till we explode. We are burning like the stars till we go cold. So don't let go. Hopes and dreams will always be worth more than gold. We're burning up, burning up, burning up, burning up, burning up till we explode.
College Grove Nursery in Wakefield has been providing the highest standard of childcare for over 22 years. Situated on Eastmore Road, we are close to the M1 and M62 motorway network and also convenient for Wakefield city centre, schools and major places of employment. For more details, check out our website at www.collegegrovenursery.co.uk or give us a call on 01924 200 120 to arrange a visit. College Grove, a special nursery which takes a hand, opens a mind and touches a heart.
I'm Lee from the far north, and you're listening to Rich and a Little Bit of Chris on Smile Radio. And a little bit the far north.
Welcome back to the Rich and a Little Bit of Chris show with Gate Lee and our very special guest, Alto. How are you doing, guys? He's back.
He's back. Where you been, Carly?
Been to the fridge? Oh,
yeah.
No, actually, just checking internet again. We're all sorted now.
Good.
Never had these problems until Chris come.
Do you know what? It's because 189's moved away. You've been hooking into free Wi-Fi on Arriva buses.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. Never had this before. But we're all sorted, I think, now.
Really like
Also,
that.
really like that song.
Yeah, me too.
Cracking tune. Cracking tune.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's got that good feel-good vibe, hasn't it, about it?
I definitely felt like it's a Friday song.
So what were the inspiration behind that then?
In terms of like the lyrics for that one, it's just all about just kind of, I don't know, it's a bit, I guess, I don't say generic song thing because I shouldn't say that about my own songs, but yeah, it's a bit more like following your dreams and just kind of like saying, yeah, just don't give up. Like, I feel like sometimes you just need a simple song like that in terms of the lyrics. It doesn't need to be like massively complicated and
I like that string. I like that string sound you had in it. I like that.
Yeah, that's a great guy I work with, Andrew Jocelyn. He's a strings player. So I usually, the way that would work, I would write like a string arrangement, and then he'll sort of add a bit of extra magic to it, and he'll just literally play all the string parts over themselves again and again and again to make the sound of an entire like orchestra.
It felt like very elbow-esque.
Okay.
that string set, I really like that. It sort of give it another level. That instead of, obviously I can imagine you bouncing up and down singing that, but the string section were very, very calming and soothing, and it took me back to listening to Elbow. Probably completely random statement, but every time I hear strings, I always go back and think of Elbow on a day like this. Is it? I can't remember, something like that. So I really like that. Anybody that has the stones to put strings into a record song, fair play to them. I doff my cap.
Gotta have some piano and strings. That's probably my favourite two instruments.
Good lad, no, I like that. What did
Yeah,
you
it's
think,
nice.
Lee?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I think, especially when you are putting strings in, you've got to be careful where you put them in a song as well. But I think it just works great in there. Do you actually sit and listen and think to a song and think, oh yeah, I could just have a bit of strings in there, a bit of this, bit of that in there? Or do you just think, do you know straight away, right, that's it, I'm going to put that in there?
I think last year it was more like the vibes of the songs I was making were just kind of like, a lot of them had string arrangements and stuff. So it was kind of like, it felt like, whilst I wasn't putting an album out, I was releasing like a number of singles, and it felt like you get that same kind of completion, kind of like full package sort of thing by the fact that I've used strings dotted throughout a number of those songs. So I wasn't trying to force any of the songs to have strings, but at the same time, it's definitely something I was always thinking about when I was making songs. I was saying, can I have a string part, even if it's just like a light sort of string thing? But yeah, strings can be a hard one because you've got to almost treat them like a counter sort of melody, or like almost like another person in the sense that they can very quickly fill up an entire song. So you need to make sure you just use it to like give a specific melody. Otherwise, you just get really busy mixes with too many things going on.
Yeah, because
I've definitely
you can either have it let it sit there, or you like take control. It's one or other, or you can just let it drift away all the way through.
It's got to add something to the song, hasn't it, Lee?
Yeah, it has. Yeah, I agree with that. It's got, because obviously when you do put when you do put strings into a song, obviously depending on what the song sounds like, just out or without it, it can change your song as well. So I think.
I thought that section went off completely on a different tangent. I haven't got I'm not musically biased, but it felt like that section. It felt like a different song altogether, and I liked it. But it did something. There's no point just dropping something in and it does nothing because it's pointless. It defeats the object to doing something different. But that section, you had the string bit in. It made it feel the complete mood change of the record.
Well,
in my opinion.
That's awesome.
So what's your favourite track on the one that you've created? Which is yours?
Which is my favourite song that I've made? God. I don't know. It's really tough because it's like sometimes songs that I make aren't necessarily what other people like. But I think the song "Colourless" it's just quite an important one to me.
Actually, that's my favourite colour. I absolutely love that. I think
thank you. I think that one just like people related to a lot, and it was. I think that's probably like Lee, what you're saying. It all just kind of like comes together, doesn't it? Like if it's a very personal song and it's got all the things that just you like in it, then I like it and other people like it as well. I don't know. I'm very happy with how that one went. But I remember when I worked with producer Joe Wonder on, who's like produced Dodie and Tours and a few other like sort of bands, things like that. And when I first met up with him in like a coffee shop, and I said to him, I just want to make this song, which just very weird. I just want to make like at the same time, we've got to keep some sort of conventions, and it can't be too experimental. But I just want to have like loads of random little things in it. I already had like a huge bunch of like ideas. I always come to like, I'm gonna work with a producer. Some songs I produce myself, and some songs I work with a music producer. But if I work with a music producer, I'm not the sort of person who just start with like some lyrics and be like, can you make the song for me? I usually pretty much have almost like a finished kind of sound by the time I reached a producer with a demo. And for that, Colourless, for example, it was like just so many weird ideas I had. And I just said, look, can you just help me pick out what the best ideas should be? And we'll flesh them out and make this kind of weird record. And I think people sort of empathise with that.
Yeah, well, I like Colourless and I like Obsession as well. So, but they're...
yeah.
Those are the Smile Radio approved hits, are they?
Well,
me personally, I've been listening to the album all week, and the Colourless definitely, it reminds me. It's like I've said this before when we've talked songs that I like. It's like as though I've heard them before, and it's not, and I haven't. And obviously it must be something that just clicks in my head straight away. And the colour, it just does actually. I feel as though obviously when I'm working, I have a radio on all day. And it's like as though, I'm sure I've heard that before. Has it been on the radio I've been listening to? And obviously it's like artists that have been signed and things like that. And it's not, and I just kept on listening. And I played it to the other half, and she just went, I think I've heard this before. And I said, yeah, you've not.
Oh, no.
And it does.
Yeah, I steal all my songs. I steal them all into.
I don't think it's that. I just think it's so catchy. It's just one of those songs that sits in you. You think it's that because it is that good, and it does sound really as though you've heard it before. Where else? Maybe I don't know, in supermarket or if you've been looking about somewhere.
Oh, thank you.
I really do love it. On that note as well, what's the video all about as well?
So yeah,
where do you get the ideas from the video?
So yeah, for that one, I guess for like people listening, the context of that video is kind of like I'm just against the yellow background with like white face paint on. It's just kind of weird, and it's all just about in terms of the song meaning, in terms of like what it's all about. It's all just like identity, and I don't know. It's such a general topic that people have their own interpretation of what identity means, whether that's gender, whether that's sexuality. There's so many different things to say about like what is it that defines a person. And I just wanted to take all these different thoughts that I had personally and just shove it into this song. And I didn't even really, when I wrote it, have the intention for it to be picked up by certain audiences, but because of just the way that I was very raw and honest with the lyrics, it got picked up by like LGBT audiences. And I think also because the fact it sort of mentions like colourless, and obviously the LGBT flag and stuff has got, rainbow colour pride flag. But in terms of the music video, it was kind of just showing it all in black and white, that you start off with this like black and white person with like just white face paint on, and it's just very like almost having like multiple personalities or something. And then by the end of the video, all the video comes into color, and the person feels way more confident and they know themselves. and I think just all those different concepts all sort of just came together with that one. I don't know.
Yeah, well, to be fair, now actually, after obviously I've seen it and when you've just explained yourself there, that makes a little bit more sense to myself as well. But
Life's multicoloured, though, isn't it?
It is.
Multicoloured, multifaceted. You know, we've got to, you know.
You can't like everything. You can't like everything. Everybody's got different tastes. Everybody's got different bits and pieces. And where
What
you
makes
put
us
yourself
unique?
across there, yeah, exactly. Yeah. 'Cause, do you know what I mean? I mean, I've got brought up on blues, rock, and things like that, and then I listen. I mean, obviously, I love Bowie as well, and it's just I don't know. The video reminded me of Bowie comes straight into my head as soon as I saw the paint, and that was it. I thought, oh, there you go.
Ziggy Stardust.
Yeah.
These big compliments here, guys. You're comparing me to Bowie.
Yeah.
Well,
but in terms
this is
of
what we do.
I think like humans have this nature to just kind of. I think the way that we understand life and the world is we try to like pigeonhole, we try to compartmentalize, and we try to even. I'll tell you one thing. One of my bugbears, guys. I'm going to tell you my bugbear. Like when I try to like think of a genre around some of these songs, it can be really hard to like think, especially like sync and like where does that fit? And I have to like go out my way, especially when you're talking to like radio, you're talking to like playlists and things like that. You have to go out your way to like, how can I pigeonhole this song into this? What's the exact genre? Is it bedroom pop or is it lo-fi, alt, indie? And it kind of in Colourless is the same sort of like ideas that people, and I think it's the way that we cope with things around us. So we try to just pigeonhole things because it makes
I would
us,
say your style's fluid.
I try not to stick to like one thing too much,
You can you transition from one sort of style to another, so you're fluid out. You're not by pigeonhole yourself. People are too quick to put a label on things. Don't be another label. Don't be another an act that's pigeonholed.
See, because
just be fluid.
Because that was the only reason. Because I mean, if you I don't know if you've had a chance to look at the featured artists on the website. And again, if you want to catch Alto, go to our website, smileradio.co/the featured artists. And we've got from glam rock, from the Big Dirty to the Merchants, who are typical indie. We've got Civic Green, who again typical indie.
Banshees.
And I like to vary it up, and like I said, there's a lot. People don't realise how much work goes into finding and looking and listening, and actually, because we've got. I mean, me and Richie do a lot of the uploads on the music, and I think he's managed to get about another 30-40 tracks of different artists this week, and then we're going to tag him in, and so they know. But there's so much work that goes into. I mean, I'm not as much as producing the music. Don't get me wrong, but it would, I don't just rock up on a Friday. There's a lot of thought and there's a lot of process that goes into it. And so getting back to, there is a compliment hidden somewhere in all this. I wouldn't have it on if I didn't think it was any good. Do you know what I mean? So there is a compliment there. So, anyway,
I used to do like a playlist myself where I used to like take submissions, things. I just genuinely ran out of time, so I haven't been able to do it. But I know that it'd be like really hard because there's so many good artists out there. Like, and I don't think a lot of independent artists. And one thing people don't realize as well is like all the music sounds good. Like there's so many things that like people just sound kind of like. It's really hard to stick out. Is what I guess I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's because everyone sounds good. I mean, I think you tend to know when something's really like. That song's just not, they've recorded it on their laptop mic and it's not necessarily the right quality for this sort of thing. But once you've gone beyond that, all the independent artists are good. So it's just kind of really how do you stick out, I guess.
Well, look, let's play Colourless because I'm, it's nearly 5 o'clock. So where's the time gone? Whizzes by me.
Top tune.
So there's this, and I think if it's all right with you, we'll do a back to back. We'll play Colourless and we'll go straight into Obsession as well, if that's all right.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Right, and then we're going to come back briefly and we'll just touch on our second feature, which is A Song for Whatever. So hold that thought, Alto, and you can tell us which tracks you've picked and why. So you're listening to Rich and a little bit of Chris with Lee featuring our special featured artist.
Again, you don't have to emphasise the order, do you? You need to work on the linguistic formula, not emphasise the order.
Shut up. I'm going to mute you.
Don't
anyway,
confuse him. Don't confuse him.
Ask me to pat my head and rub my stomach as well at the same time. I know it's big enough, Chris, before you even say it. Right, this is
what are you
Colourless
gonna
by
go
Alto
there?
Key. Ta-da.
Coming across as normal colour again, I think.
These thoughts that I'm not me. Above the surface floats a person I could be. This silence is stable. I feel it building up inside. I'm tired of these labels. I want to be what I decide. Not what they say makes me best. I'll rise until I'm not colorless. My lungs are straining on these painful words untied. They want to burst and fill me up with hollow lies. This creaking old table where we fought hard on every side. I'm tired of these labels. I want to be what I decide. Not what they say makes me best. I'll rise until I'm not colorless. You're not alone. Those words you said to me. You lost your home, but found a family. I choose to be what I decide. Not what they say makes me best. I'll rise until I'm not colorless. I'll rise.
You're listening to Rich and a little bit of Chris on Smart Radio.
I can't get you out my head. Your colors have but bled right into my soul. Your adventure yet to come. The conflict in my lungs. Still I am not whole. You are obsession, my heart's confession, and I can't hide it anymore. I see you everywhere, in futures we
this is Doug. This is Pat. This is Andy. We are Council, and you are listening to Rich and a Little Bit of Chris show on Smile Radio. Get that smile.
Welcome back to the Rich and a Little Bit of Chris show with Lee, featuring Alto Key. So we've got waiting in the wings. We've got Loz Campbell, who was a featured artist, 18 months ago. Chris.
2 years ago.
Is it?
2 years ago it was in August 2019, Rich.
Right, so
or September 2019.
Yeah, so we're going to get Loz in a minute, but...
And you like red sauce on your bacon butty as well, it's just in case you forgot.
Does she? You've got a...
Not about you weirdo.
Brown sauce.
That's on sausages.
You've lost me. My memory's not what it used to be anyway. Anyway, Alto, I have to say, I like colour. I think my favourite is Obsession. I do like that. It's really nice. It's a good tune. It's a good tune.
Alto, I called it dinner.
Yep.
It's a right tune.
Yeah.
Pat yourself up back.
Well done,
and Mystery Camera Woman. Did she approve it as well?
Yeah, I think she approved that one. Yeah.
You're not going to get
after
beat
all
up.
that, I just sort of said, no, she didn't like that one, actually.
That about well, I can see it being a bit frosty in your house tonight.
Yeah, deaf and dumb dinners. Yeah.
What do you think of Colourless?
You what?
I like Colourless as well.
What do you think of Colourless?
Yeah.
What do you think of Colourless? What was
I like
the
it,
bitter
but-
half?
But it's commercial, as we've said. He's gone all out, hasn't he?
Oh, no.
That would definitely get snapped up, I think.
Yeah, you've gone all out, Alto, on that.
It's good, is that? It's good. So,
By the way, Alto, sorry.
no, go on, Chris, go on.
I just want to know how he's come up with this name, Alto Key. And his name, Nigel, should be good enough to sell any sort of music.
It's Arnidge.
Niggle.
Eddie Keating
so
on Facebook, he said he can hear Will Young in your song. Good track.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Thanks, Eddie.
Yeah. That's very kind of you. Thank you.
So,
in terms of the name, so yeah, like, okay, there's a few different reasons. One, I spent months, like, honestly, it was like 1 or 2 months or something at the time. I was like, I need to think of a name because Kian is just like hard to spell, and I don't know.
What, even for you?
Yeah, it's really hard. Yeah, it's too many vowels. Too many vowels. Keian. I don't know what my parents are thinking, but there we go. So I thought there's a few different things. One, it was available everywhere, which is really hard nowadays. If you try to create, as you guys probably know, hard to get a social media platform right, which isn't already taken by something else.
Hence
so no
the
one
number
else
3.
uses the name Alto Key. It's 3 syllables, so it tends to be quite easy to remember and say. It's a musical pun because obviously you get musical keys, and alto is one of them. And I have a feeling that my voice is kind of in alto range. It's like an alternative Kian because that's my name. So alto is like alternative Kian. And also it starts with A. So if you're looking on Spotify and you've got your list of artists, you've got Alto Key nice and right at the top, which works well for me.
But not before ABBA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have put AALTO key.
Yeah. Or like
Alto Key. Yeah.
AFC Bournemouth, isn't it?
Yeah. Your second A could have been a silent A.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah. Anyway, right, before you go, Alto, as our regular listeners know, we do a song for whatever, so we always ask the featured artist to give us a couple of tracks of songs that mean something to them, and it can be about absolutely anything. It can be independent, it could be commercial, it could be whatever. It could be whatever it is. So, what tracks have you come up with?
So one of them is the song "More I See" by S. Carey, S. Carey, and I think it's just really one, it's a really good song, but two, the lyrics and just kind of the whole vibes of the song is just we can do more than just live. We're not just here to survive. We're here to have an amazing time, and I just think it's very uplifting, and it's just like definitely a Friday song, definitely something to get you in a very positive, uplifting spirit. And you said another song, a second song?
Yeah, if you can, or you can you can leave it as that one. So it's entirely up to you, bud.
If this is going to be a net buster, leave it with one. But if it's going to be like, it's not really my first choice.
Middle of the road.
Yeah.
I'd like the opportunity to shout out one of my friends, musicians, a guy called Morgan M. James, Morgan M. James, who made a song Back to You. I'd like to shout out that song just because, as you guys know, in this industry, you know, it's quite hard, you know, it's really nice and very appreciated, especially you guys when you support independent artists, you support each other. And he's a guy he's very popular on TikTok. He's got over 500,000 followers, and he's supported me quite a bit. And yeah, I feel like I'd like to shout out his song because I really appreciate his support.
So what is it? What's the song called again?
Back to You by Morgan M. James.
With an hyphen, Rich.
Yeah.
Why don't you come on? Why don't you tell him to come on and reach out to Rich?
Yeah, get in
I'll
touch
drop him a
with him.
message. I'll drop a message.
Yeah, this is the ideal platform to get him out there.
Yeah, and the other thing as well.
There, want your chubby cheeks.
Hey, yeah. So the other thing as well. My daughter set us a Smile Radio with a TikTok account. I think we've got about 69 followers. So I think I need to talk to you about how do we get our work on our social media platform on TikTok.
Your chubby chops off TikTok.
Yeah, definitely love to chat about that sort of thing, Richard. You've got
Brilliant.
my phone number now.
Yeah, we know where you live.
You might regret that when he drunk and text you at 3 in the morning. Help me with me TikTok.
So what we're gonna do before we go, we're gonna play The More I See as one of your songs that you've asked for, and we'll play. I'll see if I can find Morgan hyphen James. You said, yeah.
Morgan M. James. Yeah.
Morgan M. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this song, and I'm going to get Loz into the room because she's been waiting patiently. So we're going to play this song now, and we'll be right back after this. So don't go anywhere. You listen to Rich and a little bit of Chris with Lee and Alto Key live on Smile Radio.
You're listening to Rich and a little bit of Chris on Smile Radio.
Welcome back to the Rich and a little bit of Chris Show and Lee with Alto Key. So I had to cut that a little bit short, buddy, because I'm just conscious. We've been joined by Loz Campbell. She's been waiting in the wings really patiently. Thank you. And I know you've
Alright.
got another call at 5:30, so I wanted to get you on. And obviously, the whole point is to get you promoting your new track that came out last
You'll have
week.
to come back on, Rich. If there's time short, Loz, you'll just have to come back on and not be so busy and
Well,
popular.
I know. Well, the trouble is pinning her down to get her back on. It's like plaiting fog, Chris.
Is she high maintenance
she's a
now?
girl.
Oh, she's changed in the 2
She's a
years since
girl,
we
but
last time
she's
she
never
came
changed.
on.
Yeah, I tell you
I don't even
something.
know.
You
She
were
seems
here
like
on
she's changing
in
already.
September 2019. Look at you now. You're dropping his calls.
Yeah.
Ah, no.
She never writes. She
I'm
never
one
calls.
of them now. No, it's good to see you guys again. It is good to see you.
Yeah.
Finally. Damage is done now, Loz. He's going to absolutely be heartbroken later on.
Oh God, I'll have to claw my way back.
It's all right. Be
So
back
how's it been going?
Yeah, good. Well, obviously, I suppose last year wasn't the best year, but we got a few gigs in there before lockdown. We did O2 Islington, I think was one of our last ones. And things were sort of picking up, and then obviously lockdown happened and we had quite a few months off, and then we got back out in summer, played a few outdoor things, and then been quiet ever since. But yeah, we got into the studio and recorded that new single, so at least something good came out last year.
I'm loving that northern accent as well. I think it sounds
Ah,
fantastic.
oh yeah, I'm very proud of
We
that.
miss words out, don't we?
she's
every
from
now and again?
Shaky
So
Wakey.
Alto, be like going, excuse
Lee,
me, what you
she's
saying?
from
Have you got
Outwood.
subtitles?
She's from
Exactly.
Outwood, Lee.
Oh, well, there you go.
She'll be
Lee's
missing
from
out
as
on
well.
that. Be complete grasp of the English language. She's missing out altogether.
Sorry, Alto, we do miss words out.
I definitely feel like I'm the outsider here.
It's a bit like Deliverance now, Alto.
Alto, you're all right. We don't play banjos. We're not going to eat anybody.
So how's your mum doing, Nels? Anyway, is she good? Chris has really missed your mum.
Yeah, she's all right actually. Yeah, she's cooking me tea.
Is she there? Get her on, because Chris has really missed her.
Oh, what are you having?
Oh
Are you
yeah,
having anything nice?
I know that's why you got me on, just to see me mother.
It's not me, it's Chris.
He's not got a makeup on.
Hello, love. How are you? Is that for me or Chris?
It's for everyone.
Oh, stop it.
There's enough to go around.
She's more generous than me.
What are you having? Turkey Twizzlers for tea? I'm always curious what rock stars have for tea.
The turkey dinosaurs with beans.
I do like them actually, but I know I'm having scampi tonight.
Scampi?
You.
Hey, she's gone up, hasn't
Surf
she?
and turf. Bit of surf
Hey.
and turf.
It's in though. It's Sticklebacks out at Renty.
Yeah, no, I like a bit of scampi.
So, Los, tell us about your new
you need to
song.
explain to Alto what Rent
Because
is.
I'm just conscious we've only got you for 10 minutes, so you
Before
need
the
to.
tea's ready. In a Amsterdam backstep shouting her in for the tea.
Yeah, while she's having a fag up back step. I am having a fag.
Loz, your tea's ready.
Yeah, I've heard that one a few times.
It's embarrassing though when you're 22 and you're still getting called in from back garden, innit?
Yeah, it is a bit.
Stop playing in that mud.
Yeah, you're grounded again.
Free food though, do you know what I mean? So I'll take the embarrassment.
You having peas with your scampi or beans?
Oh, not beans. You swear?
Peas all day long.
Peas.
Sweet
So-
corn I like to have, peas and sweet corn.
Peas and sweet corn. She's posh, isn't she? She's not from Wakey. She can't be.
She's changed. I don't even know her.
No.
She's changed.
So come on, tell us about your song.
Recognise when she comes out with that double veg.
Never mind the scampi and the sweet corn and peas. Tell us about your song, your new song. What's it all about?
New song, so it's
Steam door microwave.
it's about what people do music for. For example, some people do it because they want a nice fancy Lamborghini or they want hot girls or whatever, and then certain people do it for the love of it. And it's about like, what are you doing it for? You know, kind of saying to people, what are you doing it for? Obviously everybody wants a shiny Lamborghini. I mean, who would turn that down? But
No, it's not a VW Transporter, love, is it?
well, there is that practicality over everything, but no, really, it's about like how the music makes you feel. So I think when you listen to it, you'll hear like spotlights hit the floor, and what are you doing it for? So that means like when we get on stage and the spotlights hit the floor, it gives you that buzz, kind of like when you first fall in love and you get butterflies in your stomach. That's how I would describe it.
Oh, that's nice.
That's beautiful.
It is.
Yes.
Oh. So-
Chris and Rich back in day.
Yeah. So when you're back gigging, well, there's lots happened since we last spoke to you. We're well in the way on track to having our own live music venue over in Huddersfield.
Oh, I remember you saying that, yeah.
Well, we're in negotiations with a landlord of a particular venue, and if it comes off, it could potentially hold it between 500 and 700 people. So
Wicked, yeah.
so
It's a mortuary.
so are you going to come and play live for us then, Loz?
Yeah, I'd love that. I mean, to be honest with you, there's a few bands I'd like to add on as well, if possible.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's all about
Agent now.
yeah. It's all about independent
Moving up in world.
and unsigned artists. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, nice one. Yeah, that sounds great. I mean, to be honest, it's just what we need up north, really, because we have Warehouse 23 in Wakefield, but, you know, we need more than one venue, so
There's
good
the
on you,
Hop
yeah.
as well, isn't there? You've got the Warehouse 23, the Hop, and there's not much
The
in
Hop
Wakefield
don't-
wise.
The Hop don't really put on original bands so much anymore.
it's all covers,
I think
innit?
they turn the upstairs room into offices, so downstairs they have
stopped?
covers bands on, yeah.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
So you do realise now that's a legal and binding contract because you've said yeah. So
Yeah, you've got me on record, so I'll
yeah,
have to do
it's
it.
live. It's on Facebook, YouTube. It's all over.
Podcast, and that's
And
all over the world as
Alto's our lawyer, so he's.
I do specialise in this sort of thing.
So and when you
And he's going to make it come up as well.
Yeah.
He could do his first gig, actually.
well you just took the words right out of my mouth. So when you when you come up to
There's a
God's
song title
County,
in there, Rich.
yeah,
Hey, yeah.
when you come up to God's County, and you know the largest county in England, Yorkshire, you'll have to come up and.
Any other interesting facts about Yorkshire, Richard?
No, you're the one, the fountain of all knowledge. I thought you might have.
I can say some decent boozers.
Well, we used to have Westgate Run, but that's no longer what is it?
You can still do it, can't you?
Yeah. So yeah,
It's the birthplace of some radio called Smile Radio, I think.
exactly.
Yeah, well,
The beacon for unsigned
You can
music
come on
and
again.
artiste. Exactly.
But
So-
if you come back on a don't be like Loz and change completely.
Now, he's so I'll tell you what. Before you, because obviously it's 22 minutes past 5. So shall we play your song, Loz? Shall we play it?
Yeah, go on then, yeah.
And I haven't forgot your second song either. We're going to play that as well, Alto. We'll play that for your mate anyway. So I've got it lined up. So this is What Are You Doing It For by Loz Campbell, live on Smile Radio. If you want to find out any more information, go to our website. She was a featured artist 2 years ago, and you can find out more about her. But if you just type in Loz Campbell, we'll find you what the love.
I think so, yeah.
On Crime Stoppers.
Reports from the courts from Wakey Express. We'll be right back after this.
Madness all around, thunder, shake the ground, spotlights hit the floor. What are you doing it for?
Hi, it's Wild Horse here. I'm Jack.
And I'm Henry.
I'm Ed. And you're listening to Smile Radio.
Welcome back to the Rich and a Little Bit of Chris show with Lee, Alto Key, and Loz Campbell. And the question that
sure, Rich.
I know I've heard, the thing is, I can still hear you a lot talking, but if I put my mic on, everybody will be able to hear what I'm saying. So obviously, I can't do that. So what Lee was trying to ask,
with his elbows.
I know
so if the message comes up.
What
he might
Lee,
get here before
what Lee,
half six.
what Lee was trying to ask. Hang on, what Lee was trying to ask is, if you were on a on a desert island, what album would you pick? Or words to that effect. What tracks would you have? I think that's obviously to both of you.
Four celebrities to be with you as well. You only have one album and 4 celebrities.
Oh, he's back.
Nicely.
Sorry, mate. Everything's
No,
just
don't worry.
ballsed up today.
Well, stop tapping onto next door neighbour's Wi-Fi and spend some money. You can't
Mine,
get.
I think he's touching mine.
You've never complained before, Lee, when we're
Yeah,
in shower.
exactly.
You're very choosy, you now, Lee.
So anyway,
I mean, what album? I think it would be Paranoid by Garbage.
Oh,
that's a
yeah.
That's
I would
interesting
say
because
Club
I've not
7.
heard that for a while.
S Club 7.
Alto, what would you say, mate?
Probably something from Radiohead, like Kid A.
Oh,
or something
yes.
Like
No, the Benz.
that. The Benz. Oh no,
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm liking that.
You chose the wrong one.
Also, yeah, you did. Can your son go off for it, Richard?
I know.
We bonded so well, me and
I think-
Nigel. And he's gonna,
Okay, I'm going
Nigel.
now. Bye.
I think my
Nigel,
album.
Don't fall out your eye chair, because that would be embarrassing.
My album would. I think I'd pick "Setting Suns" by The Jam. That's the first album.
I've heard it.
Get out.
Christopher?
I did say Club 7, but I'd probably say Elbow. That I can't wait. Oh, I forgot it now. That with the bones of me on it. I can't remember what's it called. Anyway, I forgot. But Elbow or some gangster rap, and then my 4 guests will be.
Go on, your 4.
Pop a
Four
cap.
guests would be Parker from Thunderburst to drive me around.
Smacking your bitch up.
No, but couldn't you get Loz's mum to drive you around? Because she's done it for so long.
Drive-by paintballing.
Yeah. Get it all gangstified and that'd be all right. I never thought that.
They didn't
Watch your man look like me cornrows.
Don't even know what that is.
It's like a
Trying to plot their
hairstyle.
hair right tight.
It's a hairstyle.
All right.
You were
Also,
you were
never said
looking
your 4
worried there, Loz.
celebrities.
4 celebrities.
Yeah, you had to have 4 celebrities with you.
Knock
it out quick because otherwise the internet's
the
going to
4
pack it.
smile people in the Zoom call.
Oh, bless you.
I have no idea.
I
I've
tell you
no idea
what,
about
mate,
celebrities.
that is a very good answer.
That's very cute.
Obviously, you don't know me
sickening.
after a few beers down, does
Also,
it?
that's sickening.
Who would you pick, Loz?
I would pick Skin
Well,
from
those are
Drunken
celebrities.
Answer. I would pick.
You don't have to cut her hair, so you're all right there.
Yeah.
Is that your thinking face when you do
Yeah.
that?
Yes.
It's like
I would pick Slash from Guns N' Roses.
Oh, interesting.
for hair products.
I could compare. Yeah.
Yes. And who else now?
Ask me, mum. Ask your mum.
Oh, Aquaman, what's his name? Jason. Basically everybody that I fancy, so.
It's an island, not a continent.
Who else? Oh, I'd pick Chris Hemsworth as well. That'd be a nice desert
As
island.
Thor, as himself.
I really just give it some thought.
I'm not picky either. Come as you want.
To be honest, I need to give this some serious thought. Loz, do you have like a list of top 5 rock things if you could have one night of passion with them and then move on? I have them loads of times. Not about rock
Oh yeah,
guitarists.
definitely, yeah.
I can hear Mum.
Oh, your mum's going, oh, yes.
Mum, cover your ears. Cover your
I'll
ears.
tell you what, I bet, you know where they're in that special Chinese box for a £5 from down road? I bet they do them lists on a night of at wontons.
I know, it's 440.
Oh God.
It's not
440.
£5, it's £4.40.
Alto.
Actually, it went up. It went up actually from £4 to £4.40, and I was fuming.
Because your mum had to pay for it.
Take it out of a board, Mum. Take it out of a
I
board.
bet she don't pay board.
I bet she
It's
don't.
been
I
20
do
quid a week.
pay
20 quid a week. 20 quid a week.
Yeah, but that 20 quid a week goes far, doesn't it?
20 quid a week.
20 quid a week,
Freeloader.
all washing and ironing.
It does if you're getting £4.
Have you got a meter on washing machine? Have you got a meter on your telly in your washing machine?
Yeah, you need
You're
it.
gonna put a
Probably,
quid in?
no, in there.
Oh,
Yeah,
tea tonight's free is a surprise though.
Yep. Better than any £4 box.
I did like that track though, Loz, you produced.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very great.
Oh,
work.
So where did you record it then?
We go down to a place called Monochrome Productions, which is in Warwickshire.
Ew.
And who produced it for you?
Alto, where do you normally? Obviously, I missed a load of this stuff. Alto, do you record those stuff in a studio, or do you do a bit? Have you got a home studio and things like that?
I'll sometimes go to studio if I'm recording like a piano or something, which is like really just very hard to just get that recording for that sort of thing. But
Right.
most stuff is just done like in the flat and just kind of like I try to soundproof things as much as possibly can. Because yeah, like I'm sure as like Loz knows, like studios can be like a bit pricey sometimes.
Oh,
I don't know.
yes.
So you try and do as much as you possibly can, like yourself first.
Yeah.
With a digital era now, so we can do a lot of things at home, can't we?
Mm. And obviously, when you like you say, if you can get a lot of the work done when you get to a studio and you get your producer
Things,
just
get
to
samples down and then send them across.
oh,
Do you still have your southern band, Loz?
Yeah.
What's that?
Do you still have your band down south and your band up north?
Oh yeah, well, I kind of stopped doing that at the back end of
Do you furlough them?
2019. Because I had quite a few drummers playing for me, but we have got a permanent drummer now. He did play on that track. He's amazing. Tom Kirby is his name, and yeah, I'm really happy with him. And bass player wise, we are actually looking for a new bass player at the minute. So
Doddy, get stripped, you picked.
What, I've just got a new Ampeg.
Doddy's a bass player.
oh, he's gone. He's gone.
Doddy's a bass player, by the way.
And he's
Loz.
good. He's good for your lady fans.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Bit of eye
I'll have a laugh in there.
bit of eye candy for him, you know, especially when he puts that nurse's outfit on.
Oh, yeah. With stockings.
There's a story behind that, Loz. I went to watch Lee in a Bowie tribute band,
Weekends.
and he was playing bass, and he had a pink nurse's outfit on. Very fetching, actually. Not many people can carry that look off, but yeah.
Well, yeah, true.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a bit weird, really, because I found it quite fetching. But anyway, that's another story.
Got a twitch. I'm back.
But why?
Rich the twitch.
Anyway, so wait,
You started it.
where
You
you
went
drop
down
wait-
this avenue.
Anyway, where you dropping us? Because obviously you're going to drop us like a bad habit now, because you've got another call to make. Where are you going now?
I've actually got a call with a guy down south who wants to play bass with us, actually. So,
So is it like a telephone interview?
Kinda, yeah.
You're going to make him slap a few chords then down phone?
Like level 42?
Yeah, Mark King. Boom, boom, the big slap bassist.
No, I don't think I'll be doing that, but just a quick chat, yeah.
Well, like what he's having for his tea, and what would
Probably,
he?
yeah.
What would his perfect company be with Scampi? That's the killer.
Tartar
Yeah, we'll
sauce,
ask him that,
Steak
actually,
and
yeah.
chips. Steak and chips with scampi.
surf and turf.
Not sweet potato fries.
Surf and turf. Are you having tartar sauce with it as well?
No, we're not that posh.
Red ketchup.
Ketchup, of course, she's gonna.
Don't like ketchup.
What?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Will your man be putting your peas and sweet corn in like a love heart ramekin, so when she lifts them up with like a love heart shape?
No, she doesn't do stuff like that. She's shit.
Tell us you need to up a game. She wants me to come for a tea.
Potty mouth.
Loz, tell your mum she needs to up a game. I like them little small touches on my plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get her to mark them down. Don't worry.
She's listening. And if she's missed it, we'll send the podcast because she can listen again. So.
And then, yeah, there'll be a few pointers there. They're subliminally hidden, but they'll be there. She'll be able to pick it out. I don't like bitter. I'm not a big fan of Foster's or Carlin. And I do like Prosecco.
I like a Shandy Bass.
Yeah.
Apple Dash.
So it's been emotional, Loz. So you'll have to come on again when you've got a bit more time, because she was supposed to come on. She was supposed to come on last week because she tried to make out that she got the dates wrong. I got the dates wrong, but I was reading through the message and it was last week. We said.
Yeah, I know. It's just because I was so busy last week. Literally every night I finished work and then we're doing interviews and uploading tracks to Spotify and that. So
Richie,
I've got very limited time, unfortunately.
She was creosote fence. I drove past it the way. Should I have waiting on with him? I want a creosote fence. Tightly top.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do, haven't you?
Yeah. Anyway, we appreciate you taking your time to come and see us, and I love the new track. And thanks
you, guys.
thanks for sending it
thanks
on.
for having me.
Yeah,
So,
great work, Loz.
Stay safe.
Cheers, thank you.
Keep in touch, won't you? And,
Will do, yeah.
And I'll forward Chris's number for your mum.
All right. Cheers, guys.
You stay
See you,
safe.
bye.
Take care, love.
And you. See ya.
Bye,
Bye.
love. Bye.
Yes.
Right then, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to
Could
play.
you make that any more wrong?
Oh, look at you going all coy.
It's not that, you numpty. I don't have my phone out numbered out. You've got form for that, numbnuts.
No, but I know you're not, but I can. I'll give your number out to anybody.
After 30 years, is it? Just be careful what you wish for, because there'll be posters up.
I
There'll
know.
be posters up looking for love and your big fat face and your phone number underneath. Do you know where it'll be? Outside men's toilets.
There's no need for that, Chris. Right. I'm going to play Alto's second song for whatever, and we'll break for this, and we'll be right back.
It best be good, Alto, because you plugged your mate.
No, we'll give him a shout out, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? So you listen to Rich and a little bit of Chris with Lee and Alto, and we've just had Loz on, who's dropped us like a bad habit. We're right back.
Very quickly, hasn't she?
And she, yeah, in and out. SAS of song making. He who dares wins. We'll be back after this.
Saturdays and Sundays.
Shabba.
Still got a couple of your socks in my place. I'd be lying if I said they don't look out of place. But I like to keep them there, cause it makes me think that you're still sleeping here. Still got your birthday as my password. I guess that sounds absurd, but I don't wanna change it. I guess it's complicated. When I'm missing you, that's the hardest. No matter where I am, you where my heart is. And I can't stop myself coming back to you. When I was 17, I felt the hardest in love with you. But now the worst part is, and now I don't know what I'm meant to do. But I keep running back to you. I keep running back to you. No messages, but I keep on checking. Your friends insist that you're doing just fine. Find myself refreshing your profile. I hope you're still looking at mine. And I know we never worked out, and I guess our love just burnt out. But I keep running back to you. When I'm missing you, that's the hardest. No matter where I am, you're where my heart is. And I can't stop myself coming back to you. When I was 17, I felt the hardest in love with you. But now the worst part is, and now I don't know what I'm meant to do. But I keep running back to you. I keep running back to you. And if you gave us a second chance, I know we could do so much better. Cause I think we should still be together. And all my friends are telling me that it's time that I start to move. But I block them out cause they're over. Cause when I'm missing you, that's the hardest. No matter where I am, you where my heart is. And I can't stop myself coming back to you. When I was 17, I felt the hardest in love with you. But now the worst part is, and now I don't know what I'm meant to do. But I keep running back to you. I keep running back to you.
You're listening to Rich and a little bit of Chris. It's my
Welcome back to the Rich and a Little Bit of Chris and Lee show with Alto Keys.
Hello.
So I like that. Very poppy. I like that.
Yeah, we've just been on about that
We've been on
actually,
about that,
off air, and it,
Oh, sorry.
that is, I like it.
We were just saying that, you know, since we've been doing this show, Rich, we've all listened to lots of different genres of music, haven't we? I mean, we've
Yeah.
had some belters and we've had some stonkers on, but it opens your ears and not necessarily influences your taste, but it gives you a feel of what's actually out there and possibly relevant in today's music scene, because we all like his own sort of music. I do. I like my sort of stuff. Lee likes his, Rich likes his, and you obviously like your own Alto. But every week we have somebody on, and I think, yeah, I like that. And then I'll listen again and again. It goes on the unsigned playlist on Spotify. Doesn't it, Rich?
Oh, say that again, mate. You just froze them.
That unsigned Spotify playlist you have, it goes on there, doesn't it?
Yeah. I've got Alto stuff on. I've got your new single on. Loz is just.
Also, this. I mean, I'll be honest. I was a bit apprehensive when Richard says we're going to go to unsigned. I'm thinking, yeah, all right then. I'll be honest, because sometimes if I'm not into new, I like what I like, but I'm glad he's sort of pushed me down this avenue, and I've listened to some really good stuff recently.
No,
I'm surprised the quality of the productions as well. You know, because obviously I love listening to it, and first thing I listen to is not just a song and the tune melody and things like that. It's how it's produced as well, and is it a good bass line, drums, and everything how it's all set out, and that's how I listen to it, and I can tell a good quality. And I've spoke to you two before regarding, like when you've played some things, you've sent me so hard, what do you reckon to this, and I'll go, production and that's not cracking. Where have they produced that, or where they recorded it? And I've done it myself, where I've recorded in a shower, shocking. I nearly swore then, and I'm glad I didn't, because I'm controlled. And
Are you 4 deep yet?
No, 5 or 6 now. And it was just like, I think what you're able to do at home is record wise. Obviously, you can't get you're struggling as regards like getting full band members and things like that in. But production of a song and an album as well is I think it's absolute. You've got to get that sorted. Alto, I think, nodding your head there, and I think you'll understand that. You'll know what it's all about when you get your head cans on, and the room that you're doing it in, obviously the echoes and things like that. You've got a lot to sort out, but when you get in a studio, it's totally different.
I think also a thing to remember is you can do all this stuff to market it, and you can do all this social media stuff, but at the end of the day, the music's got to be good. So that is always like the priority, right?
Oh yeah, obviously you've got to have that. The song has got to be good, yeah.
But at the same time, there's a lot you can, as you sort of mentioned, the fact that I can do a lot of my stuff remotely because I just buy as much soundproofing things as I possibly can, and I was seeing on in the background your video, Lee, you've got like soundproofing up and stuff.
Oh mate, it's on my ceiling and everything, because this room was a nightmare. Because it is a spare room, and it used to be a bedroom, and it just echoes, and I've had to put, obviously it's not soundproof, and it's just acoustic treatment, that's all it is. And you just try and stop that little bit of echo and things like that, especially when you're recording.
I've got like really thick, those like Scottish kind of thick woolly blankets.
Horse blankets.
I've got one.
Sorry, os blankets.
Os blankets.
Os blankets, mate.
It's like hanging over like a wooden thing that I've got, and then I've got.
I wondered what that was actually. I didn't like saying.
Oh, you might be able to see it in the background. It's probably a bit dark now.
Yeah, I wondered what that was. That big thing. Yeah, I thought you were hiding something.
Yeah,
are they
that's my
KRK
vocal
speakers
booth.
as well, by the way? KRK speakers.
Rocket ones. Yeah.
Are they rockets? Yeah. The KRKs.
But yeah, you can pretty much see my setup. It's basically it all happens here. So it's all the magic happens. Yeah.
Well, that's what we're saying as regards when you were on about like such as when I mentioned as regarding producing and production and things like that. I think it's really important that you do produce. Obviously, you've got to have the song, but you can actually mess a song up if it doesn't sound properly. If you can't hear enough bass, or if there's too much bass, you've got to listen to it, and it's really hard to do it, especially when you're at home as well. And obviously, you can't afford a massive studio. I think guys run about the the producer as well. If you're working with a producer, you've got to get on with him. He's not allowed to take over, but then also he's allowed to come in and say things, because the old saying is less is more and things like that. It's very important to be able to do things like that.
Yeah, a relationship with music producers is always like a really tough one, and I'm grateful I've managed to work with a few really awesome people. But yeah, there's been times where I've experimented working with some producers and just wasn't a good fit. But in general, like, you need to be able to have that collaborative approach where you're both working towards something great, and you both like got to be able to let go of stuff, like, which can be really hard for me if I've worked really hard to write a song, and I'm working with producers like just need to like drop this thing. It's like, okay, it's quite like a hard thing.
Yeah.
Oh, are you there? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we're back.
So
If that
let's.
was just me and Alto, then
No, I will listen. I will listen.
I will listen.
I'm just. Loz has just messaged us saying thanks for being on. So I've just said, oh, you're very welcome.
Has she got indigestion yet with her turkey dinosaurs?
She probably has done. So
Scampi, peas, sweet corn, and sweet potato fries. That's not Outwood, is it?
Nah.
Not St John's.
No. Yeah.
So Alto, let's play another song of yours. So we've got what have I got lined up here? We've got Switch Off, or we've got Truth. What else? Distant Love, Our Family and Friends. You tell me which one do you want to play.
Have you got Dopamine on the list, or is it just?
Hang on a minute, I've just seen that. Yes, I have. Yes.
I reckon you guys might like. We're talking so much in this like show about something a bit different, and this is like an example of something where we're trying to do something a bit different. So, might be interesting.
Right then, let's give it a whirl.
Yeah, I'll listen to Dopamine actually.
Right then, let's give it a whirl. We'll be right back. You're listening to Rich and a Little Bit Chris and Lee and Alto Key live on Smile Radio. Get in touch with us, Instagram and Twitter at Smile Radio 3 or Facebook, which is Smile Radio Yorkshire. We'll be right back after this.
I'm on you, social robot built by you, but I'm not a machine. I'm high on dopamine. Dopamine, my life, I'm burning through my ears. I'm not certain who you see. Curtains closing, swallow me, but I'm not a machine. I'm high on dopamine, my life, I'm burning through my ears.
welcome to Smile Radio with Rich and a little bit of Chris and Lee and alto key music. I'm going to say key music alto. I've just got myself
Call me
in
alto, it's fine.
play on words. I'm just a rebel. Like that, mate. Like that. It is
Thanks so
different.
much.
It is different to your. I like the drumming on it. I like the drumming on that.
Yeah, I worked with Max Sadie, who's a really talented drummer, and yeah, I think Chris was asking during the while I was playing about like in terms of how much do I write, how much do other performers get involved. So I usually write like the core like ideas, and because I can't really play drums or anything like that, I'll usually beatbox like be like I want it to be like and I say, can you play that rhythm? And then from that we'll collaborate to like what can we do more and more. I felt bad for Max because he did about 3 different versions, and then in the last version I was like, but can you just go really crazy right at the very end? And he like did this like fill right at the very end of that song, which is just like I don't even know how his hands are fast enough to play it, but he did it. So
I like Dopamine.
Yeah, it's good as that.
Thanks so much.
You flipped all your other music. Like I said off air, that it's like you flipped yourself 180 to do something else completely different. I like that. Dope, I've changed
It's
my
tough
mind.
because you don't want to like alienate people, but you want to be able to create different things. That's always the challenge. Somewhere in between, you've got to be able to do everything.
I think you've got to change. You've got to be able to move with the times as well. I mean, David Bowie, or Bowie, as we call him, he changed with the times as well. He changed a lot, and he just went through cycles, didn't he? He just went straight through. I mean, if you listen to a Bowie song now, I'll tell you what.
His last album's superb.
Yeah, definitely. Totally agree.
Black Star, the last song on that is track 7. I Have Nothing Left to Give. Oh, it's like he knew he'd done.
Yeah.
Then he was dropping mic and walking off, and he were dead. It were it. It's a great album.
Yeah.
Don't let that put you off. That how I've said that, but if you're gonna download anything off Spotify, download David Bowie and Black Star.
Add that to my to-do list.
It's an amazing album. I've got that. I've got Let's Dance, but that it's just great. I have it on Spotify. I've got it on CD. I can't get enough of it.
I think because as well, Alto, as well, where you put yourself across as well. I think you quirk it, and you really, you just come across really good fun, chatting away. Obviously, when you come talk to a lot of people, when they get up their own, up themselves, shall I say, and they basically, you know what I mean. They don't want to change things. Oh no, this is what I do, and if you don't like it, then tough. That's it. But you listen to that. Honestly, I've listened to that album all week, and I really do. And I'm just getting it. I love it more the more I listen to it.
Well, thanks so much. That's really kind. I'm like, oh.
If you can make 3 Wakey lads happy, you've done all right.
I tell you what, we're very stubborn, and very stubborn lads as well.
We only like gravy on us meat.
Do you get those sorts of types a lot, guys? In terms of people who are very like, you get the sort of musician type who can be quite.
I have never come across anybody on this radio, because obviously this is only my 3rd or 4th time I've been on the radio. But I've come across, playing wise, gig wise, especially gig wise, they're so much up themselves. It is unbelievable the way they dress, the way they come across, the way they stand, the way they look. It's that, it's this, and that is it. And to be fair, that's a lot. I mean, I've supported some decent artists, and I tell you now, they've not been too bad. It's the ones that think they're coming to be who they are or who they want to be, and they copy themselves off somebody who's already out there. And honestly, it's comical, absolutely comical.
Anyway, guys, I'm going to have to cut you off there, kids, because
you're joking.
Yeah, we're just about out of time. So I just want to say thanks very much, Alto, for coming on.
Great work, Alto, today, mate.
Yeah, loving what you're doing. Thanks for staying on.
Thank you, guys.
And
I do apologise for the internet problems.
Well, you can't help that. But don't forget, if you've missed this show, any of the show, you can go to our website, smileradio.co/on-demand, or you can download the podcast from Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, and all the major podcasting sites. So all I have to say is thanks again, buddy. Stay safe, keep doing what you're doing, and keep in touch. And if there's what we can do, we'll share the love.
The gig.
Thank you guys so much.
To see it the first
Great work, Carlo. It's been a pleasure to meet you, mate.
Yeah, and we're going to sign off.
Fella. Really nice to meet you.
We're going to sign off with the Big Dirty. We like this song, and Hold my beer. So take care, everybody. Don't forget, stay safe. Thanks for tuning in, and give us 3 rings when you get in. Ta-da.
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 Bye, everybody.
Cheers.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to the sweet, sweet sound of the sex. Be aware that this is a splash zone, so if you want to get wet, then stay exactly where you are. So strap in, strap on, and get ready to get moist.